In this jam-packed episode of John's Arcade, we're gonna check out a new game. That's right, guys, it's called Mr. Do Run Run, and yes, it is a sequel to Mr. Do. Then we're gonna go back to the table and do some viewer mail, and also we are gonna play on the PC an ice cold beer simulator. That's right, an emulated version of ice cold beer. All right, guys, let's get on with the show. Hey guys, we are in the basement and today we're gonna do a John's Arcade gameplay review. That is right, and actually in this video, we are gonna play a game that I have never played before. That's right, I've never played this game because you see, I've been looking for a new JAMMA PCB to throw into my JAMMA cabinet. And right here I have a 3-comb Z-back cabinet. This is a JAMMA cabinet, and I have Turbo Champion Edition Street Fighter 2 in here, and also Tetris. I actually have a JAMMA switcher. But anyway, I've been sick of these games. I want something new. I want some new blood for the basement. So I asked a friend of mine who has a ton of PCBs. I said, hey, I'm looking for a JAMMA game. What do you got? I want something new and different and fresh, something I haven't played before. And he gave me a list of games, okay? And I went through his list and I said, hey, this one looks interesting. And so I picked up this PCB right here. And this is actually not a JAMMA game, but it has a JAMMA adapter soldered onto it. It's a little kludgy, but it should work, okay? And what PCB is this? Well, this is Universal's Do Run Run. That's right, Universal Do Run Run. This is a sequel to Mr. Do. Now, if you guys don't know Mr. Do, well, you should, because Mr. Do is an absolute classic. This is the original Mr. Do right here. And this game was everywhere in the 80s. It came out in 82. In the US, it was released in these Universal cabinets. This is considered the dedicated Mr. Do right here, okay? Now, they also sold Mr. Do as a kit, and you'll see a ton of conversions because they would throw these kits in everything. You see them in Taito cabinets, Atari cabinets. It didn't matter. Like when I go in warehouses sometimes, you'll find these Mr. Do conversions. You also see them on eBay and Craigslist a lot. And a lot of times it's not the dedicated, it's a conversion because they sold so many of these kits. But anyway, this was the first Mr. Do game. And then there was a sequel called Mr. Do's Castle. And by the way, this is a vertical game, okay? And they had another one, which is Mr. Do's Castle, which is also a vertical game. Mr. Do's Castle is actually kind of fun. You'll find that on the 60-in-1 board, also very playable in MAME. And then they had Mr. Do's Wild Ride, which is another fun game, also vertical. That one you can play in MAME too. So there's a whole series of these Mr. Do games. And then the fourth one was Do Run Run. They also had the Neo Mr. Do. But anyway, Do Run Run was a horizontal game, which is what we need because, you know, meaning the picture was horizontal, was landscape, whereas the other Mr. Do's were vertical, so we really couldn't play that on our 3-comb cabinet. But this one we can. And so I'm actually super excited to try this out because I've never played this game. I saw some screenshots of it. It kind of looked like Dig Dug 2. You guys ever play Dig Dug 2? It's actually kind of a quirky little game. But anyway, let's get to work here. Why don't we open up the 3-comb and let's pull the board I have in here now. And right now, again, I have Street Fighter and Atari's Tetris on a JAMMA switcher. I'm probably gonna just pull the whole thing out just to make my life simple. But let me find the key here. Arg. Where is the damn key? All right, I found the key here. Let me open up the coin door, and we have to kind of unlatch the control panel here so we can get to the boards. This is actually a great cabinet because this control panel opens up and it slides out and you have easy access to the PCBs. Now I kind of have a bit of a mess in here because I have that JAMMA switcher with these 2 boards, so hopefully we can easily get this stuff out of here. It actually took a lot of work to really figure out a good way to have all these boards in here laid out. Oh yeah, that's right, I have, let me make sure we don't get all our cables here. All right, so here's the setup I have in here now. And this is the Atari Tetris PCB that I have carefully placed underneath the Street Fighter PCB. This is the Street Fighter PCB, and this is our Mike's Arcade JAMMA switcher. I'm gonna reach my hand in here and shut the game off. And I can do it right here from, there's a power supply in here. Okay, so the power's off. And let me figure out the best way to do this, because I actually really did spend a lot of time figuring out the best way to get both these boards in here. And I've got this screwed down, and this is screwed down. I think I'm gonna have to unscrew this stuff. Let me grab a screwdriver real quick. Okay, I grabbed my cordless screwdriver here. I'm just gonna come in here and just quickly undo my work. which kind of stinks because like I said, I did spend a lot of time making this look pretty presentable. So that's free. Let's get rid of this one and this one. I'm just gonna pull everything out. All right, so let's remove this, and this PCB should be free. This is our little kick harness, so I'm gonna unplug that. And then the Atari Tetris is free, and I'm just gonna go ahead, now let's pay attention here. This is component side, okay? Meaning, on the JAMMA harness, it is possible to put it on either way. So this is component side right here, and let's keep that in mind as we remove this and move this out of the way. Okay. So we got the PCBs out. Let me get my new PCB here, the Mr. Do Run Run. And we're gonna assume component side, component side, component side, and just kind of plug this in. Okay. And I'm gonna screw this down just so it can't fall out. I threw some PCB feet on here. I only had 3. It's okay. It's not gonna go anywhere. So I'll just throw a screw in both corners here. Just like so. All right, we're ready to try this out. So let me reach my hand in here and turn the game on. Let's make sure everything's working before we button it up. Uh-oh. That doesn't sound good. Oh, okay, there you go. That was a scary sound, but I think that was intended. So we've got some attract sounds there. All right, so we're working. So let me close this up. I wonder if we need to adjust the picture. I don't think it's tall enough. Let me come in here and adjust the height. And I'm just using the remote PCB here to kind of... Is this some kind of test pattern? What the heck is this? Oh, there we go. See if I can get this to fill the screen nicely. Where's vertical position? Do we have that? Yep, right here. Let's move it down. That looks pretty good. All right, so let me button this up and let's play us some Neo Mr. Do... No, not Neo. Do Run Run. What do you think? Looks kind of cool, right? That attract mode is super annoying. We're gonna have to get rid of that. Okay, so again, I've never played this game, so we're gonna kind of do this together. My coin door lights are out. Okay, so again, I never played. I have no idea what we're gonna do here. Let me get the tripod set up. All right, so I'm gonna coin it up because I don't think it's on free play. So let's go ahead and coin it up. All right, 1 or 2 players. We've got some twinkling sprites there. So interesting. All right, let's start a game. Great. Not working. Is that JAMMA adapter not working? Terrific. Ugh! It's not starting. All right, let's take a look at this. Let me get the pin out. Okay, I pulled the PCB out and I printed out the JAMMA pinout and the Mr. Do Run Run pinout. And let's see if we can figure out what is wrong here. I swear to God, nothing is ever easy, right? Because basically how this works, we have a JAMMA adapter on here, okay? And so it's rerouting the wires, because this right here is not a JAMMA connection, so we cannot plug that in because nothing's gonna line up with JAMMA. So this adapter that somebody made basically reroutes the traces so they're in the right spots, if that makes sense. So let's just kind of go through this really quick. Mr. Do Run Run, this, by the way, I got this from Crazy Kong. Pin 1 and 2 is ground, okay? And 27 and 28 are ground. And if you look here on the board, this is on component side, you can see the numbering. Here's 5, here's 10, here's 15. So therefore that is pin 1, okay? And then on JAMMA, same deal. 1 and 2 is ground, 27 and 28 are ground. Okay, so 1 and 2 are right here. And I can see that it goes to 1 and 2. And then Let's see, pin 2 is also a ground, and that is going to over here to this side, okay? So we have another ground down here. All right, so that's right. Where's this one going? Okay, so these, all right, so our grounds are all hooked up fine. The next two on here are 5 volts, and that also is the same on JAMMA. 3 and 4 on the component side and the part side are also 5 volts. So these are 5 volts right here. And so one is going over here to 3 and 4. And then the other red one is also going to 3 and 4. So that's cool. All right, so then we come down here. This is 12 volts, okay? And 12 volts is going to pin number 6 on the JAMMA. And if we look here, that is also 12 volts. So that's hooked up right. Okay, so then we have pin number 10, component side. Let's see here. Pin number 10 on the solder side is speaker. Okay, so the speaker was working. So really, I'm really interested in probably the ground down here, E and F, which are missing. There's our problem right here. We're missing ground. 27 and 28 are ground. That's the problem right there. There's no ground wires. So I'm going to have to add them, and then those are going to go to this ground over here. Okay, that's easy enough. So let me get some wiring, and we're going to just run wires from here and here to here and here, and that should pretty much do it for us. It's video ground. One up start, down left. Yep, that's all we need to do. The ground wires are missing. Coin counters. All right, let me grab some wire and we'll do that. We'll add ground wires from here and here and route them over to 27 and 28. Maybe we'll put 2 on this side and 2 on that side. I don't know if we need that many, but we'll see. Actually, before we solder these wires on here, I want to do like a little experiment and see if alligator clips will fix our problem. Because we do have ground up here, and does it matter that we don't have ground down here? I'm not sure. So I'm just going to put an alligator clip down here, okay? And let's come over here and put an alligator clip, essentially connecting our grounds. Okay? And let's see if that makes a difference and if we can start a game. No, it doesn't. So why is that not working? And what if I come in here and short the button to ground? So one player start on Neo Mr. Do. Where's my pinout? Right here. So one player start on the Neo Mr. Do is pin 21, which is this guy right here. And that worked. Interesting. So I wonder if my other buttons are working. No, it's not. Nothing's working. That's really weird. I wonder if we need to look a little closer at this pinout. So we got the game to start by shorting 21 to ground. Okay, so this is 20, this goes to 15, 16, 17 on the JAMMA side. So 17 on the parts side is one player start. So where are we losing our ground? Really interesting. Let's do another experiment here. So, oh, of course that didn't work. I wonder if I do this. Let me see. Let's try this again. Doesn't fix it. Trying to get ground here. Trying to simulate what we're gonna do with. Oh, that worked. And the buttons are working. And I think the joystick's working. All right, so we do need to hook up these grounds. Yeah, okay, that's the problem right there. Okay, so I'm gonna bring this out to the garage and we're gonna hook up those ground wires. All right, guys, we're back in the garage. I did not intend this to be part of this video. We weren't supposed to be fixing JAMMA adapters in this video. Anyway, apparently you need all these grounds hooked up, otherwise the buttons don't work. So we're gonna do that, because he did not hook up these two grounds, only the top two right here. He did run one of the top ones down to here, I don't know why. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some jumper wires just to kind of move this ground to over here on this adapter right here, and I'll probably do the same on the parts side. I think we're gonna hook them all up because apparently the game is looking for the grounds in different spots and not just dragging it, pulling it off from the top here. So we're gonna have to just come in with some solder and a soldering iron and a lot of heat. So let's come in here, show you guys what we're doing. But I'm guessing this will fix us right up. So I'm just gonna, I probably should get some flux going on here. Let's see if we can do it without it. Yeah, let me grab some flux. It's gonna make our life a lot easier. We'll use my new handy dandy flux pen here. Okay. It's going to help clean the joint and evenly disperse the heat and all that good stuff. All right, so let's just come in like so. Let me grab a screwdriver. Make sure we're not touching the adjacent trace. I think I'm going to trim this a little tighter so we have less meat. Okay, that's on there pretty good. And let's do the same with this one. Trim my meat back on the Okay. Here's our second one right there. And I'm just going to make the connection over here the same way. And then we'll do the same on the solder side. So let me trim these back a little bit. So do you guys kind of get what we're doing here? We're basically just transferring the ground from this board, which is in this location, to the JAMMA adapter, which happens to be in the same location. This, though, is what, 28 pins, and this one is, oh, this one's 28 too. But the pinouts is totally different. All right, so let's do this one. Just like so. Come with my screwdriver to hold it while it cools. Okay, so that one's on there. Now this one, I'm just going to put right here. All right, let's kind of double check our work here. It's on there really good. Okay, is this on there well? Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and do the same on the other side too. So those two to here, and these two are tied together, you can see. So we probably could have just done one wire. Let's look on this side. Yeah, they're touching each other. Those two. We could have done this with one wire. Whatever. All right, let's do this side. See, is this wire long enough? No, it's not. Going to trim these back so I don't have so much meat. Could probably just get away with one wire here. Crap, my wire's too short. Arg! I have to redo this one. No biggie. Trying to go as fast as I can. Right about there. Just make sure this reaches. It does. Just want to be kind of towards the end when I'm soldering it, because I didn't leave myself a lot of wiggle room. Okay, and let's do the same over here. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and just for the heck of it, why don't we just do one more? I don't think it's necessary, but it's certainly not going to hurt anything, because these two are connected to each other, so really it's kind of redundant. But there's certainly no harm. I don't want to come back out here. Trim my wires back. Okay, there's that one. Let's do this one over here. Okay, we're done. Let's just kind of double check our work. And when we go back inside, I'm going to double check the pinout just to make sure what we did was correct. But there we go. We've added those new grounds. You can see there, there, and then here. Got it on both sides, the part side and the solder side. Probably didn't need to do all of those, but whatever. We're going to do them anyway because something was clearly not right. It wanted to be hooked up down here. Okay, let's go back in the basement and check this out, see if it works. All right, we're back down here. This better work, that's all I gotta say. All right, let's just double check our work really fast. I'm pretty sure I did it right here, but whatever. Okay, so on the Mr. Do Run Run pinout, 27 and 28 are ground, and so are E and F on the solder side. And then on JAMMA, same deal, E and F, 27 and 28. So basically, we're just going straight across, and that's exactly what we did. Excuse me. 27 and 28 right here to 27 and 28, and on the flip side E and F to, well, E and F essentially, right? Yeah, it's E. Yeah, it's small e, small f is technically what it is. It goes A through 26. I mean, it goes A through Z, and then it starts over with A, small a, and then 28 is small f. All right, let's hook this up. All right, let's turn it on. We get our scary sound, which we learn is normal. All right, let me coin up. All right, let's see if it works. All right, let me turn this light off. Let's see if the game starts. And it does. And we've got movement here. And he throws his ball. All right, cool, it works. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna go ahead and button this back up, and then let's play us a game. Yay, we fixed it. Actually, before I let you guys go, before we button this up, I was looking at the diff switch settings, and there is a free play mode, so I thought we should put it in that. And there's also difficulty. They have normal, which is diff switch 7 and 8. 7's off and 8 is on. They have extra, easy extra, hard extra, easy special, hard. So I'm not sure which is default here. But they did have free play. If we turn those dip switches on, all on, which is on dip switch B, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So why don't we do that? So the dip switch is right here. Let me show you guys. So that's the dip switch, okay? That's how we change our default settings. So this right here is switch 1, and that's switch 2. So I'm guessing this is switch A and switch B, right? Okay. And so this side is on, this side is off. Right now we have switch number 3 is on switch 1, which does what? Switch number 3 is on, which is upright. Okay, that's what we want. If switch number 3 is off, that would mean it's a cocktail table, meaning the screen would flip every time we switch players if we were playing a 2-player game. So let me grab a small little screwdriver here and let's change those dip switches. Might as well while we have this all open. I don't see a way to turn the attract sounds off. I think that's going to drive me insane, but we'll see. All right, we're going to leave that upright, and I'm going to leave everything else here on off, okay? But I do want to change it to free play, which is switch 2, 1, 2, 3, and 4 should be on. And that's going to give us free play. Now, I don't know if we're going to get attract. So, I mean, if we're going to get an attract mode, or if it's going to be stuck on a static free play screen. So we should check that out. And I do not see an option to turn the attract sounds off. It says yes, auto screen renew. I don't know what the heck that means. Is that the attract sounds? I don't know. Let's turn it on. Let's see what the free play mode looks like. Because if it doesn't have an attract mode, I'm gonna turn it off. Because if it's just stuck on a static screen, I don't want that. And I don't think it does. This is the attract mode, right? So if I come in here now and press 1 player, cool. All right, so it's got a good free play. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and continue and button this up, and then let's play us some Neo Mr. Do Run Run I have no idea how to play this game. Okay, guys, I'm back here, and actually a lot has happened since I went away. So I ended up talking to the guy I bought the PCB from. Very intelligent guy, very knowledgeable guy. He fixes PCBs all the time. He knows about all of this stuff. And I said, hey, listen, you know, when I plugged it in, the controls weren't working. And he told me, he said, you know what? JAMMA is not always JAMMA, okay? Just because you have a JAMMA cabinet doesn't mean it's always gonna work. He said that a lot of manufacturers did a lot of goofy stuff, and he thinks that Capcom, because I believe this to be a Capcom factory Street Fighter cabinet, he believes that they were using pin 27 right here for the ground for the controls, okay? Which is technically wrong, because in JAMMA, all of these grounds, pin 1, pin 2, pin 27, pin 28, they should all be tied together. But it seems like Capcom did not do that. Pin 27 was actually isolated from the other grounds, okay? And because his adapter didn't have a wire going to it, we had no ground for the controls. So when we added all those wires, it fixed it, okay? He said technically that's wrong though. You shouldn't have to add the wires. It's the cabinet's fault that it's not working. But he said just put a jumper wire between 28 and 27 and it should fix the issue. So I removed all the wires I had. I just added a jumper here, 28 and 27, and bam, it fixed it. So whatever, you know, Capcom just did things a little bit differently, I guess. And I did test that with my continuity with my meter. Pin 28, 1 and 2 were tied together. They all had continuity, but pin 27 did not. It was on its own ground plane, and that's why the buttons were not working. They didn't work until we added a ground going to 27, and now we have that there. So we're all fixed up. And also, I quickly came in here and put my my Tetris, my Mike's Arcade JAMMA switcher back in here with the Tetris board. I also mounted the board pretty high up. I used some washers and actually these things here I usually use for leg levelers on the bottom of my cabinets. But I did it to elevate the board so it's not touching the Atari Tetris board underneath. It's basically just missing it. You see right there, it's not touching. There's actually like a heat sink on top of the Atari Tetris board. I threw a little bit of electrical tape on top of it just to be safe. And then over here, I'm a little worried about this because we do have exposed connections on the bottom here. I think I'm just gonna put a piece of electrical tape over those just to be safe. And the one thing I discovered, guys, is that this game is super annoying. It doesn't have, you can't turn off the attract mode. And it's super duper annoying. Holy cow, is it annoying. And you can't turn it off, so I really need to have my JAMMA switcher in here so I can have Atari Tetris running when I'm not playing Mr. Do, because that Atari Tetris has a silent attract mode. It's not making any music, which really I don't like in general. I like my games to be silent. I have a few of them, obviously, in the basement that are always on, like Pole Position, and even Dragon's Lair is starting to get on me. And Journey is wearing on me a little bit too, but trying to do this and talk at the same time. Alright, let's try this again. So I just want to cover these connections so they can't short out on the Mike's Arcade JAMMA switcher, which is sitting below this plug here. And we've got exposed solder, so I think this is not a bad idea here. I almost wonder if I should just throw a piece across the top just for the heck of it. There we go. Now there's no risk of this shorting out. Okay, and then component side goes like this. Okay, so we're all ready now to turn this back on and button up the game for real now. I want this to kind of sit in a nice spot here. I'm almost wondering if I should throw a screw through here just to kind of force it to sit in the way I want it to. Let me grab a screw in my screwdriver, see if we could do that. I tell you, man, this video was supposed to take me like a half hour. I thought, oh yeah, we'll just do a really quick middle of the week video. No problem, John. Yeah, right. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put this screw in here. I'm not screwing it through the wire. I'm just kind of going like that, just to kind of hold it in place. All right, we're done. Okay, let me button this thing up, and then we're really gonna play this game. I've spent all night on this, and I've gotten nowhere. All right, let's turn the game on, make sure everything's cool. I didn't hear Tetris come on there. That's not a good sign. All right, Tetris is on. Why is there no sound? Nothing's easy. Did I bump the, Oh, I hope I didn't bump the volume control on the Tetris. All right, let me figure this out. Okay, we got it all buttoned up here, and I fixed the volume. I actually bumped the volume control. It's just a little pot in the PCB when I was putting the other PCB over it, and so Tetris has sound again. All right, so let's switch over to our Mr. Do Run Run, and let's try this game. It's 8:30. I started doing this around, I don't know, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. All right, let me turn the light off. Let's play this stupid ass game that we just wasted our entire night trying to get hooked up. Man, isn't that a track sound super annoying? All right, anyway, let's start a game. Okay, I have no idea what we're doing. So I'm guessing we're gonna get these dots. We're supposed to make squares. Oh shit. I gotta figure out which button. There's 6 buttons here because it's Street Fighter. So one of them is throw the ball. It's that button. So I think we're supposed to make squares like that. Maybe I want to trap him inside a square? No. All right, let's see if we can get rid of him. What the hell am I doing here? Why does it say X? There's a bonus there. Wow, this game is stupid hard. Mr. Do turned into a skeleton. Poor guy. Oh, look at Cherry showed up. So maybe I want to make a really big square here. Oh, a log. That was cool. Oh, yeah, look at that. So if you make a big square... Oh, he's got a bonus. All right, that's cool. Come on down here, guys. Log. Oh! The log can kill Mr. Do, though. Huh. Game over. All right, let's try this one more time, for God's sakes. All right, let's try to make a decent size. All right, so a cherry shows up there. I wonder if I can go like all the way across the whole map. Let's make a super square. Ah, it's not easy. So it's a risk versus reward thing, right? So we're trying to clear the level by making squares. Oh my God! This game is ridiculous. All right, this is a decent sized square. All kinds of cherries going on in there. All right, let's see if the log takes care of them. All right, here comes a bonus thing. All right, let's see if we can log jam them. Oh, I see. So once you kill the X, they all go away. The enemies are pretty aggressive, I have to say. Oh, they just turn into dinosaurs. Uh-oh, this does not look good. This is the hurry up, John, and get out of here. Give me that ball back. Alright, so we ate all the dots. I'm not really sure what the point of... Alright. guess if you clear these large areas out, you get fruits. So that's like your little bonus for doing that. Otherwise, you just eat all the dots. All right, come on, log. I'm gonna log these guys. Come on. Here comes a bonus dude. Oh, you can't touch the bonus guy. You have to kill the bonus guy. Boy, this game's a real bear. What do you guys think? Oh, I came in first place. That's cute. UPJ, what's going on here? Let's rub. Oh, every time he steps on the letter, you don't actually J-O-N. I get it. And then end. All right, let's try it again. Come on, we did all this work. Let's at least try to figure out what's going on here. I want to make a really big square because that seems like the way to get rid of lots of these dots. Yeah, because everything in the middle. Oh, I get it. Everything in the middle of the square turns into a cherry. Understand now. All right, here we go. Watch this. Ah, I get it. Oh. So if you kill all the enemies, that's one way to clear the level. Okay. So whatever dots are in the middle of my big square turn into cherries. What? Oh, the ball. Oh, I was on a higher plane, so the ball was higher. That's interesting. Logjam. Whoa! Dude, some of those guys are super aggressive. Oh my god. Alright, well, I guess that's it. I mean, do you want to play this thing again? I think 3 games, we kind of get the idea. I'm getting better. This high score initial thing is kind of weird. You're supposed to walk over your letters. Well, that was it. That was Neo Mr. Do. What'd you guys think? Was it worth it? Was it worth all the effort that we put? You guys probably don't even realize how much effort I put in this. I was in the garage, I was soldering, I was in, I was out, I was installing jumper wires, I was figuring out a way to elevate the PCB. I was doing all this stuff. And I didn't film most of it, so. Anyway, all right, let's, why don't we do some viewer mail? And I got a couple here that are pretty good, I think. And then we'll get out of here. All right, so, and by the way, if you guys want to participate in the viewer mail segment, you need to email them to me at blkdog7@gmail.com. See, listen to that track mode. That's going to drive me insane. Switching it to Tetris. All right, so anyway, if you guys want to participate in the viewer mail, you need to email them to me at blkdog7@gmail.com. That's blackdog7@gmail.com. And, my soda is flat, and so is my seltzer. Anyway, all right, let's go here. blkdog7@gmail.com. In the subject line, please put viewer mail. Important, otherwise I won't find it. Okay, and by the way, tonight in the middle of this video, I did a Skype call with Ben Heck. And so that is happening, guys. Ben and I are doing something together. Ben's video quality was really bad when I recorded it, so I'm hoping that Ben gives me his side of the video, and then I'm going to put them together and release a video here soon. And then Ben and I are doing a project together. If you guys remember, Erie, one of my viewers, he sent an email in asking if I knew a way he could play arcade games easily with one hand, because he lost one of his arms, right? And I said, wow, this is a terrific idea for Ben Heck. And I've been talking to Ben Heck for a while about doing an episode together. So anyway, him and I, today, we did a Skype call together, video Skype call. We both recorded it kind of as the setup for this video. So I'm going to release that, I think, in the next few days here. And then Ben's going to make this this device so Erie can play with one hand arcade games. And then Ben and I are going to be at the Southern Fried Game Room Expo June 19th through 21st in Atlanta. And Erie's also going to come too, and Ben's going to bring this device, and it's going to be a big reveal, and he's going to be filming an entire episode around this, so it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited. I'm super excited, because I am a fan of Ben Heck. Anyway, let's do these viewer mails, but I'll be releasing that in the next couple days here. All right, the next one here is from Jason Stark, viewer mail. Hey, John, I'm sorry to keep bugging you, but didn't know if you got my viewer mail. I know you have thousands, even millions of viewer mails. Not millions. Maybe thousands. I don't have millions of viewer mails, I assure you that. And don't have time to read them all. So I'll send mine again, LOL. Anyway, I wanted to say that you are a genius. You are right, the speaker in my Golden Tee Complete was blown, and I replaced it with a new one. As for the Silver Strike, I'm going to update to the Live for more features and gameplay and put a JAMMA kit in my Golden Tee for Silver Strike Live. But my big question is, what is your favorite Stern pinball? And if you plan on ever getting one for the basement, I have a couple of favorites, and Stern has been my #1 pinball company in the world. Keep up with the good work and videos. Your friend, Jason. P.S. When you come to the Dells, I'll buy you a beer, LOL. Well, Jason, I'm really glad that you figured out your speaker issue, because if you guys remember, he wrote in a couple months ago, and we went over to the Golden Tee, and we talked about what could be wrong, and I said, well, you got to check out your speakers first. You know, don't just assume it's the computer or something. Start with the basics, you know, so take off the grill and test the speakers, and it turns out, yes, one of the speakers was blown. And as far as Stern pinballs go, I don't mind Stern. I used to have a Simpsons pinball party. I love that game. I actually think that is my favorite Stern. If I were to get another Stern, I would consider getting that one again. Other Stern pinballs that I really like. Now, mind you, I'm not a comic book guy, okay? So I don't fall for the Spider-Mans and the X-Men's and all that stuff. It does nothing for me. So I tend to gravitate towards other stuff. I do like Tron. I think Tron is a bit simplistic in appearance, but the theme is just crazy cool. And the sounds and the lights and the colors. I like Tron a lot, but I really do think that Simpsons Pinball Party is my favorite Stern pinball machine. I know that's not the newest one, but I like it still. I think it's mega deep. I think it's a pin that Williams would have released back in the day alongside Twilight Zone and Addams Family. I just think it's one of the deepest pinballs that's ever been made, and you could stack all the modes. It was crazy, and once you got that game going, it was so fun. And it's kind of a Pat Lawler type design, which I like, kind of a stop and go, but that's my favorite. All right, so next one from Jeremy Glass. Hiya, John. I just wanted to start by saying I absolutely love your channel. I've been watching them like crazy lately, and I'm looking forward to your future videos. Anyways, I thought I'd ask for some of your expert advice on something. I'm trying to build a homemade arcade cabinet, and I believe I found some plans online that I feel comfortable with. If you wish to look at them, I left a link here. I didn't look at them, I'm sorry, but I've seen plenty of these plans. I've never personally scratch-built a cabinet, though. However, I've been on the fence for quite some time about one particular choice. I'm trying to figure out what type of wood to use. As you can see in the design, the guys who built this image used melamine-coated wood. They said they used melamine-coated MDF, but I believe it may actually be particle board instead, as I've heard that the two commonly get mixed up. By the by, would you be able to tell me which of these types do you think would be best suited for the job? The melamine, MDF, which I've noticed is a very popular choice for custom cabinets these days, or plywood, which I know you've expressed your approval of in the past. I think it would also be a good idea to tell you that I would like to stay on a reasonable budget, considering that this is my first project of its kind. So anyhow, which would you choose, why, and where would you suggest purchasing it? Also, I have heard that lumberyards are a high-quality alternative to hardware stores, and as far as the melamine is concerned, the online reviews for it seem to be pretty solid. And as for plywood, birch, and maple, look like appealing choices to me. Just thought I'd share with you what I know so far. At any rate, I'm very very curious to know what you think and eagerly await hearing back from you. P.S. If you ever start up another t-shirt campaign, I'll do my best to snag one and wear it proudly everywhere, because I once heard from one of your fan letters about him and others wearing the shirts at the Midwest Gaming Classic. I got a ton of photos where people were wearing the t-shirts at the Midwest Gaming Classic. And others shouting, John's Arcade! So, pretty cool, guys. Keep it up. I went there too this year and would love to be part of that too. In addition, I'm wondering, would you ever consider going there sometime in the future? Anyway, I love your unique channel and all that you've done. And keep up the amazing work. Happy gaming, Jeremy. All right, Jeremy, as far as I know, I have a piece of melamine right here, okay? As far as I know, all the cabinet guys that are doing reproduction cabinets, the guys that are doing CNC cabinets, they're using this type of melamine. And this is particle board, not MDF. MDF is like really fine sawdust. It's almost like a beefy ass cardboard. The thing about MDF, and Midway used MDF a lot, like Journey and all that, it's just really lots of really thin fibers, and the stuff swells really easily. So I think if you're gonna go with some kind of melamine, I think this is the one to get. With the particle board edge there, if you guys can see that. But what's nice about melamine though is you have a nice, you have a nice smooth finish, okay? Almost like countertop, right? Almost like an original arcade finish. So if you're gonna build a cabinet out of black melamine and you want the cabinet to be black, you don't have to do a darn thing. You're done. You know, build your sides out of melamine, cut your T-molding groove, cover this up, and that's it. Now this is 3/4 inch, which is pretty common. I think pretty much Atari used 3/4 inch across the board in all their games. Nintendo used a little bit thinner. Now, yes, I've said I like plywood cabinets better, but let's put that in perspective though, because Nintendo is a plywood cabinet, right? Okay, if we come over here and we look at Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong Jr., these are plywood cabinets. However, you don't see that plywood, okay? The insides of this wood is plywood, but the outside is some sort of a laminate finish, okay? So I don't know, it wouldn't be, you could achieve this look, okay? You'd have to get plywood and then buy some Formica or Wilson Art laminate and put it over the plywood. Otherwise, you're gonna have raw plywood sides, or you're gonna have to do a lot of work. Now this Robotron here is plywood, and they put some kind of really heavy paint over it so you don't see that wood grain. There were some makers though, I'm trying to think, Midway, I think this, yeah, this is plywood too. This is actually directly on the plywood. This might be some kind of birch plywood though, because some guys will build the cabinets out of birch because the sides have a really fine grain, but this is pretty much the raw wood right here with paint right on it, with not too much prep work over that raw wood. So you can see some of the grain in the artwork. Just kind of looking around here. Again, Nintendo, this is plywood, but they put this like really nice baked on finish that feels a lot like Formica. So I really think that the melamine particle board version is probably gonna be your easiest way to go. I do. I think it's gonna be the easiest way. I think plywood is a nicer material. I think it's more durable. I think it lasts longer. It's lighter, but you're gonna have to do a lot more prep work to the cabinet to make it look nice. Otherwise, you're gonna have that wood grain. And I don't think you want that. And if your cabinet's gonna be black, holy cow, man, just buy this and you're done. Put your side art over that. That's gonna look pretty sharp. So hopefully I answered your question. And yes, I know, we're gonna do a t-shirt campaign again. I promise. I don't wanna do it too soon. Let's wait. Let's wait a little bit. What should the next t-shirt be? Should it be the drawing my friend Scoots did? The like the tattoo looking thing? Hey guys, we're in the basement. All right, so let's move on. This one's from Dominique in Quebec. It says, hey John, I love your show. While looking at the virtual pinball forums, VP forums, I came across a Taito ice cold beer emulator. I thought the viewers might enjoy this. Here are the links. Okay, he sent me some links to download to a Dropbox account to download these EXE files to emulate ice cold beer. Because I know a lot of you guys would like to try ice cold beer, even virtually, but there's really no way to play that. It's such a mechanical game. So it looks like somebody here made an ice cold beer emulator. Anyway, he says, keep going with the show. I love it. You should do a pinball restoration video. I know I should, right? Have a good one. Dom from Quebec. All right, so Dom, I downloaded the files. Let's check it out, okay? So there's an ice cold beer emulator that somebody made, and right now it looks like the links are only on Dropbox, so it's kind of on the down low. But I downloaded the files, I installed them on my ancient PC over here, and I thought we could check it out. Let's try it out. Now here's the thing though, this computer doesn't have speakers, so we're just gonna have to kind of envision, and by the way, if you don't know what we're talking about, ice cold beer, over here. This is ice cold beer. Awesome mechanical game where you're trying to get a ball into the lit hole, you know, and it's just a cool cabinet, impossible to emulate. How do you emulate that? Well, we're gonna find out right now, so let's come over here. And by the way, would this be a good t-shirt on the back? You guys want to see that? Let's see. Anyway, all right, so let's come over to my crappy Windows PC, and so there's two versions of this game. There's Ice Cold Beer full screen, and then there's Ice Cold Beer not full screen. So why don't we try the full screen version first? And it's a Windows EXE. I'm assuming that he wasn't sending me some kind of virus here, so let's let it load up, and we'll try it out. Okay, so there it is. So this is the full screen version, and it's kind of like you're looking up at it a little bit. So pretty cool. It has a nice attract mode there, which mine doesn't have because I have a free play hack on mine. All right, so let's start a game. Actually, before I did the video here, I figured out what the buttons did. So 5 is to coin up, which I think is the MAME standard. So hit 5. Again, I have no sound on this crappy computer, so we're gonna have to envision the sounds. And then let's press 1 to start. Here comes the bar. It's coming down. Okay, so A and Z is to move up. Let me see, I think A and Z is the left joystick, and then K and M is the right joystick, okay? And so we want to get the ball in the lit hole. Now, one thing I'm noticing is the bonus clock is not counting down. Oh, no, it is. There it goes. It goes 90. It is counting down, just very slowly. Wow, this is really, really floaty. Let's see. Whoa, I'm trying to get it in the lit hole here. Oh, my God. Wow, man, this is tough. It's a lot easier on the real game. So F4 there doesn't stretch it. So, okay, so let's try one more hole here. But yeah, this is pretty cool. I mean, it kind of captures the essence. The physics are a little loose though. The ball doesn't move quite so fast in the real game. You have a little more time to react. But this is pretty cool for a guy that just kind of made this in his basement. I don't know the story of it, but it's cool. There we go. So, all right, so let's quit this. Let's try the other version. Let's see if I can close this. This is the full screen version. How do I get out of here? Okay, the game is loaded here, and so you can see more of the bezel. It's more of a feel for the game. Actually, that other view was kind of good though, because that's kind of how it looks when you're playing the game when you're sitting low on a chair. So let's coin up 5 and then press 1. The bar's coming down. I like how the bar's not coming down perfectly straight, because that's like how the arcade one is. Like one motor will be a little faster than the other one. Looks a little jerky. Wow, the frame rate seems considerably lower here. Huh, the frame rate seems a lot slower. Again, my computer's ancient, guys. Oh, I already have the other ones running in the background, too. Oh, for God's sakes. How do you quit this stuff? What's the shortcut for quit? Is it, I'm loading it again. I Control-Alt-Deleted that crap. I couldn't shut it. All right, so I think this is going to be a little bit better here. There, yeah, the frame rate's way better. Way faster, too. Okay. So this is the not full screen mode, and I don't know. Seems cool. I don't know if this version is better than the other one, but you have 2 to choose from. I wonder if you could implement this into like a hyperspin cabinet. I'm sure you could. Be kind of fun to actually try. I should do that. This version feels a little more realistic. I don't know why. The bonus clock seems like it counts down slower. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Because right now it says 200 points. It should be counting down. And I would imagine by now it would be like at 190. Anyway, you get the idea. So I'll put links to that in the show notes. And if you guys want to download that, check it out. And let me know what you think. Get out of here. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And by the way, if you've never subscribed to my little channel, now is a good time. I release new videos on Sundays and sometimes in between. This would be one of those in-between videos. So if you guys want to keep up with the videos, you got to click subscribe. We're doing all kinds of restores in the garage right now. We're working on the jump bug, not almost done. I went to Home Depot today to look at laminates. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do with that white finish on that. And I think I'm going to get some kind of laminate. They have, I'm looking for vertical grade because I want the thinner stuff. I don't want the super thick laminate. We'll see. But I think we're going to finish the jump bug and then move on to something else. That's my plan. We'll see. I'm not sure. Maybe this weekend we'll screw around with computer space. I don't want to get too fragmented. I'm doing that on purpose, by the way. If you guys are wondering why I'm not working on computer space, I'm really trying to stay focused on one thing at a time. I don't want to spread myself too thin. I think it'll become very hectic for me. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. So anyway, guys, that's it for this video. Subscribe, like, tell your friends, all that good stuff. I do 2 podcasts, Video Game Outsiders and Arcade Outsiders. VideoGameOutsiders.com, ArcadeOutsiders.com. I release both of those. Well, we do them live every Tuesdays at AllGames.com. If you want to listen live, show up, press play. Otherwise, during the week, go to iTunes or Stitcher. And by the way, I know you guys always say that I need to look at the camera more. I'm not doing, I'm doing it on purpose. I'm not looking at the camera because the light on my camera is blinding, okay? I cannot look directly at the lens, and I don't know what to do. It's not that I don't want to look at the lens like right now, but I can't. The light is too bright. So I need to figure out some other lighting scheme down here that's not gonna burn my eyes, but the camera has a light directly above the lens, and I can't look at it. I just can't. I need to find a new solution. So it's not like I'm some kind of creeper guy that wants to look to the side all the time. I just can't look at that light. Like right now, my eyes are burning. So anyway, enough of that. All right, guys, I'm done. I'm out of here. Later and bye.